Welcome back to the channel, FlatsClass YouTube fans. Apologize for my voice. I've about lost it. But I want to share with you a bait that I bet you haven't tried, but it is just crushing it for my guys lately. And it's this one right here. This is the TRD Gobies. The TRD Gobies has been fantastic for us in every spooky fish situation. It's this, well, it might be one of the smallest paddle tails that you can work close to the bottom and fool fish with. And just here last week, I had Dale Rusnowski and his buddy Tony out, and they lit it up with this bait. So before I get to the workbench here and start talking about it, why don't you go to the action, and I'll be right back.
Look at that trout, dude. That's what they are. They're all trout in that hole. They're all in that hole. Nice fish. Hold on, I'm gonna come down and help you out here. Got him on that little tiny TRD.
Right, see where that guy.
I'm just gonna stop here so we don't mess it up. Wow, what a trout.
Nice fish, bro.
That is a trout. Whew. That is a nice trout. Don't hide his tail. That is it. Who would have thought you'd catch a wild little goby bait like that? Smile, Tony. You're in it too. Nicely done. That's close to 20 inches or better. That's a pretty big trout. Wow.
You're right. You grabbed the right boat for sure, dude. Here we go.
Oh, Tony's hooked up.
That's a nice one there.
They're all sitting in that hole.
That's a great fish.
Let me move my push pull out of the way, guys. Now it looks like they're idle away.
Yeah, this isn't a redfish here.
It's a redfish tailing right there in front of you to your left. Got him. Yes! Yes! Be fun to watch that one go away. There he goes. That's
Nice.
what we do, man.
Baby. Congrats. Love it.
All right. The guys had an incredible day. But I'm going to tell you, as the guide in the boat, it was a real challenge because I was having all kinds of problems with my GoPros. That's why the content part on the water was fairly limited. I couldn't capture everything. For some reason, those GoPro cameras sometimes can be really hiccupy and fail you, turn themselves on, turn themselves off. And I was having all kinds of technical issues that day. So I do apologize, but I had enough content that I wanted to share with you guys. And that's why I named this the Z-Man TRD Gobies. Have you tried it? Because I feel like this is a pretty incredible bait. Jose Chavez told me that this bait, when it came out, was going to be really good. It's only 2.4 inches. It is definitely in the Ned system of baits that we have. I will tell you, I'm a gigantic fan of the TRD Finesse and the TRD Ticklers baits. Typically, when I pick up the baits, those are the two I always think of first. Always, always, always. But in the last year, when we came out with the Salty Ned shrimps, and then we came out with this little booger here, the TRD Gobies, I gotta say, I don't think the TRD Finesse and Ticklers first anymore. I think about those other two baits. And And it's justified, honestly justified. We've been catching some really big fish on them. Right now, winter's kind of phasing out. My azaleas are blooming outside, and you can tell by my voice that I've definitely got some type of pollen head cold going on. But everything is going good right now. We've got those beautiful blue skies every day. Water's crystal clear. We're not getting as much transition anymore. And if you've got some spooky fish on these low tides, golly, that Ned shrimps and this TRD Gobies, it's hard to beat them. Look at this picture here of Tony with his big fish that day, since I didn't get any video of that one. Check them out. Tony was tickled to death to throw these baits, and I think I made both Dale and Tony a huge fan of the bait. Now, the challenge is when you're using, this is a 1/10 of an ounce finesse bullets, and then this is a little more head-weighted bait. It's a little actually easier to cast than the salty Ned shrimps. Total weight on this thing is probably just under or right at 3/16. So you're going to need a rod that will allow you to project this lure out there at a safe landing zone and then bring it back to these spooky fish. So for us, that rod, most of the time, I have 3 different rods that I like to throw with clients with these smaller baits. But most of the time, that is the Fitzgerald Aquafin. This is their 7-foot line weight is like 5 to 10. It's their medium light. That's probably number 1 to throw it on. Number 2 that we threw it on was their 7.6 medium. We were throwing that 7.6 medium, that's right. And both of those rods were rigged with 10-pound diamond white braid. Now, if you want to stretch it out and throw 8-pound braid, you'll probably cast a little further. But we were creeping in pretty close to these fish. Many times we were blowing a few fish out, trying to get too close to them. This is the one instance when I would say that wade fishing probably would have served us almost better. But it's fun to hunt them in the boat with a push pole. But we had a great time doing it. The guys did great. And if you ever want to have a bait for a tournament situation, or you've ever run across these fish, they get on some bare sand and they're tough to catch, you got to try that TRD Gobies from Z-Man, I'm telling you. It's fantastic. Now, there were several colors that I really like. I love green pumpkin probably the most. What do they think it is? I don't know. They probably think it's a Gobi because we do have them. But it behaves a little bit like a shrimp or a crab. But it just does a really good job. And it lands so soft in the water. I feel like it casts adequately well. I will let you know, you are going to have to tie a long leader. We were tying 5 and 6 foot long leaders with FG knots. And we were using 15-pound Diamond Illusion fluorocarbon line. And it worked great. I would even consider going down to 10-pound leader, honestly. Just to make sure you get the bites. But just a fun bait to throw. And then when you come tight, you've got this light tackle system. You can't horse these fish in. You get to fight the fish for a long time. I mean, a really long time. And I think that's where my camera issues started happening, is I didn't have the card stuff, or I guess bandwidth on it or something. I'm not a technical guy. The kids give me these cameras and tell me to go out and shoot stuff, so I just do it. Anyhow, I think I gave you enough information on the TRD Gobi setup to be dangerous, but get out there and try it. We're going to have a couple of more 4 or 5 weeks of really solid weather before we start getting in those temps where the air temp's going to be like 85 and 86 and 87, and then we'll be going to much larger baits. So if you want to crack a few fish on those Ned rigs, like I say, you can do it all year. But if you really want to do it while it's getting as good, now's the time to do it. If you like what you see here, or you're interested in joining FlatsClass University.com, get in and give us a thumbs up. Follow us here on FlatsClass YouTube. We share some of the FlatsClass University.com information, but we don't share all of it. So if you want a deeper dive into some of the things that we're doing, go on over there and check that out on our website. And I'm going to start building our next episode right now. I'm going to start talking about rods. So look for that video coming probably in the next day or so. All right, everybody, keep them rods bent.